Hey guys, Ravlore here. In this video, we're going to break down all the key things you need to know before jumping into your first raid or match in Dark and Darker. Currently, there's no tutorial in the game, but this video will serve as a solid foundation to guide you in the right direction. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran, a little refresher never hurts. Sit back, relax, and don't hesitate to leave a comment if you'd like me to dive deeper into a specific segment which could become the main focus of a future video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitch to hang out with us live using the links below. I'm probably streaming Dark and Darker right now, and if I'm not, I will be soon. As always, thanks for watching and enjoy. First off, before you learn how to play, it's important to understand what kind of game you're playing and its ultimate goal. Dark and Darker is a dungeon crawler or an extraction shooter. The goal is simple. You start a raid, you collect loot or treasure, and you extract from the map. Seems easy, right? Well, it's not that simple. Each map is filled with mobs or monster, traps, sub-bosses, bosses, and other players like me and you. I don't want to discourage you, but you'll die often. The learning curve might be tough, but the game becomes highly addictive once you've learned a mob's attack pattern by heart, defeated your first player opponent, and conquer your first boss. Keep in mind that even a new player can defeat an opponent with a better gear by being smarter and using their character to its full potential. When you enter the lobby for the first time, you'll need to choose a character from the 9 available classes. Personally, I recommend the fighter for the beginners because you can use its shield to learn enemy attacks while taking minimal damage. Secondly, there's a barbarian, which has a massive attack power that helps you deal with monsters more effectively. You can also go with the archer class, which helps with range attacks. The rogue is an option too, but it's not particularly popular in the community. For this tutorial, we'll go with the fighter class. Before starting, you can also adjust your settings, whether it's general settings, enable voice chat, or tweaking keybinds. In the lobby, you'll see several tabs at the top. Since the religion tab is not available yet, we'll jump straight to the class tab. In the class tab, your first option is to unlock rewards as you reach certain levels. Secondly, you can customize your perks and skills. Each character has unique perks and skills that you can modify at level 5, 10, and 15. You can adjust your character based on the playstyle you want to achieve. There are hundreds of possible combinations, so be curious and pick what works best for you. For this tutorial, we'll use the Sword Mastery perk, which gives an extra 2 weapon damage points, 5% action speed, and 10% additional move speed. For skills, I recommend the 2 that will increase your mobility, which is the most important ability in the game, and the healing charge to start with an extra health. When you enter the stash tab, you can see your character before each raid or match. This is where you can modify your gear based on the items available on the right side. You can also purchase extra store space if you have the necessary funds, or use the golden star to transfer items between characters. On the left side of your screen, you'll see your character's stats, which is adjusted in real time. This means if you remove a piece of gear, my stats will change accordingly. There's also some text explaining each stat, which can help you understand them better, but we'll come back to this later. Next up, we have the Merchant tab. Merchants are your comrade who help you during your time in Dark and Darker. They sell items, certain gear, buy your treasure, and offer armor upgrades. You can also complete quests for certain merchants, earning money, quality armor, and experience in return. Increasing your affinity with a merchant can give you access to more items, discount, and highly quality loot. The Squire is a new addition to the game and will be your best friend or your stylist during your adventure. Not only will the Squire provide you the basic gear to start your journey, but if you die during a raid, you can count on him to restock you when you return. You can choose any weapon you like, whether it's a sword, a hammer, or more. Personally, choose a sword and shield to block attacks that might be hard to dodge early on. As you can see, each piece of equipment offers specific stats. So, if you want to increase your strength and deal more damage, equip armor and more strength. And if you want to move faster, go for agility. If you're overwhelmed by the numbers of items, you can filter your research by selecting the slot you want to equip. This narrows down your choices and makes decision making easier. Once you've completed your starting kit, a number will appear at the bottom showing your gear score. If you only have the Squire's equipment, your gear score will range from 8 to 11, but if you choose green or blue tier equipment, your score will increase and you'll face stronger monsters and better equipped opponents. Since you're just starting, I suggest keeping the basic gear and getting familiar with the monsters before increasing the difficulty by upgrading your gear. You can also customize your character in the Customize tab, which allows you to change your race. Each race offers specific stat bonuses, and these are available through the Shop tab, either by using real money, playing extensively to earn materials, or by completing season rewards. When you choose a map for your raid, you can select the numbers of players you want to play with, 1, 2, or 3, and your gear score type. As mentioned earlier, certain restrictions apply when modifying your character's gear score. Dark and Darker currently offers 3 maps: Goblin Caves, Frost Mountain, and Runes. Each map has a normal mode and a high roller mode, which serves as an ultimate challenge with more dangerous monsters, more experienced players, and better loot. High roller mode is more focused on PvP combats and offer rewards at the end of each season. There's also an arena mode, which you can face off against 3 other players in 3v3 duels. When you're in game, your goal is to loot as much as possible and survive. Your map shows your current location, extraction points, and area to descend through layers. The map is divided into squares, and your location is listed in the bottom right corner. For more information on the map, check the Dark and Darker wiki, which provides useful details like chest locations, enemy types, and even mining spots. In Dark and Darker, there are different types of chests, each with a probability of containing certain items based on rarity and your luck. Some chests may be locked and require a key, or can be opened by using the Rogue's perks or a song from the Bard. When facing mobs, try to learn their attack patterns. Sometimes, all you need to do is bait an attack and then strike back, or block the attack and punish them afterward. When using a shield, make sure to position it properly to block incoming attacks. Monsters come in different difficulty levels: normal, red, which are faster on foot in their attacks, and black or nightmare monster, which are even faster, stronger, and have an extra attack pattern. You can also equip various utility on your belt by pressing 3 or 4 to swap between them. This could be potions, bandages, throwing weapon, etc. This brings me to discuss the type of healing available in Dark and Darker. When you lose health, there are 2 red sections, one dark and one bright red. The bright red section represents your current health, while the dark red section shows the amount of health you can recover. The red potions can come in different rarity and will restore your health over time. The red potion will increase your current health while also boosting the dark red section. Bandages, on the other hand, will restore your current health in portion, but will never exceed the dark red section. If you come across a campfire, you can place it on the ground, and when you press the J key, you will recover your current health and increase the dark red section. However, if you press the J key to sit down without using a campfire, you will only regain lost health, similar to bandages, but it will take longer as long as you remain on the ground. If you find a surgical kit, it will fully restore your health. Similarly, using a Shrine of Hell available on each map will completely restore your health. Like the red potion, if you find Troll's Blood, it will regenerate your health over time, but in very large quantities. Finally, if you play with friends who use support classes like the Cleric or the Druid, you can receive healing from them. Before a fight, you can also use blue potions that block between 10 and 30 physical damage depending on the potion's rarity. For the purple potion, that block between 20 and 30 magical damage based on the potion's rarity. You can also drink ale that gives you power boost in exchange of drunken effect. Now if you die during your raid and you're playing solo, your game ends there. However, if you're playing in duo or trio and die, your teammate can revive you by taking your heart under your armor and bringing it to an altar table. You can also be revived by a cleric if they use the resurrection spell. During your raid, everything you see can be destroyed, including boxes, vases, barrels, etc. All the loot you find is worth keeping, depending on the item's rarity. When you're done looting and feel like leaving, target the blue exits on the map. Blue staircase indicate an extraction point available for one person. If the blue color isn't active or the rock are visible in front of the door, it means you can't exit. If you see fixed portals, simply open them and pass through the exit. If you see a rope icon, it's an extraction point available for one person. If you choose a red extraction point, it will take you to a deeper layer of the map where you can face tougher enemies but also better loot. Finally, if you happen to find stone doors with inscription, they usually contain a boss unless you're in Inferno, the deepest layer of the game where all doors are stone, but the boss is usually located in the center square. So, you've fight enemies and looted some items, what should you do now? It's simple, anything that shine you can be sold to the collector. Simply select the right merchant, choose the option to sell and then select your item. Your item will return into coins. You can now press shift and then right click to transfer it automatically to your stash. If your stash starts running out of space, you can buy money bags from the treasurer. Now, you probably have items that don't look like treasure, such as cobalt ear. These are hunting loot. In other words, these items are dropped by certain mobs when you kill them. They may be used for quest or crafting in some merchants. For example, cobalt's ear are often requested for quest. When handing in quest item, make sure the item is marked as looted when you hover your cursor over it. If you're unsure about what items to keep and sell, refer to the Dark and Darker wiki. You'll be able to see where your items are located and their utility. Now, you just need to sort your armor. If you see that your equipment has a orange background, it means that it cannot be used on your character. Now, how do we judge if the equipment in my bag is good or not? Each equipment item has attributes. It's possible that the attributes on your weapon or your equipment don't match your character type or class. For example, the heavy boots I picked up are green and offer 2.4% memory capacity bonus. Since we are a fighter and don't use spells, they are not useful for our character. This is what I call a dead roll. On the other hand, we got a green falchion with a 1.2% max health bonus. In this case, this weapon could be good for our character, as it adds health. Note that each character will have a preference for the stats of their equipment. For example, a fighter needs movement speed, true physical damage, strength, vigor, dexterity, max health, armor rating, and add weapon damage. So if your character is a wizard, you won't have the same attribute preference as a fighter. You can always refer to your stats and the item's description. Can we say that blue weapon is better than a green one? Yes and no. Your weapon may be better quality, but if it doesn't offer the right attributes, the green weapon with the better rolls could be better. Color doesn't always mean better, but when you sell an item to a merchant, you will always get more currency for a higher rarity item. Now that you are level 20, you can buy and sell goods on the marketplace. Simply go to the trade tab and become a trader. When you are in the marketplace, you can place several orders. You can search for a specific item if you know its name. You can also search by a character type, the slot you are trying to fill if the item is an equipment piece, or search based on the attributes you need. When you want to sell an item, simply go to My Listings and select the item from your inventory. You can now click the search button to compare prices with other items for sale. You can select the attributes on your item to better target the final selling price. Don't hesitate to do some research, as you might be sitting on the fortune you had not considered. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you like me to revisit specific topic, as I said before, it was a pleasure for me, and see you next time, guys.